What's going on? Well, even it feels like on construction, we have the grumpy Kendall Wheeler behind here videoing.
Grumpy.
So today we're going to show you how to install this 12 mil vinyl plank. It's all clipped together. It can be a little tricky cutting sometimes, but this stuff is nice because this 12 mil, it just has like a foam in between, and what we've been using is the miter and table saw. So it makes it a little bit easier to cut, a little bit faster. Most of the time we install just that plain like 4 mil vinyl clipped together, and you just use a razor blade and cut it. What I'm going to do is kind of show you how to get your room started, because that's one of the biggest things when we first started out, is trying to figure out how to start the room and run the floor. So Kendall's going to grab the camera and follow me over here. There's tons of different ways you can do this. She picked this lighter color floor. She has a brown floor out here. As you can see, we left it a little crack right here, and we left this piece so we can take it up from the other floor, because we're going to put a threshold in there, so when this door is shut, you see this brown floor, and then whenever it's shut from the inside, you'll see this whitewashed floor from in there. But I always put a threshold. I think it looks the best. So if you come over here, we got our cut. We undercut the door jambs. And what I mean by that is they have a little undercutting saw by hand, or you can use like a DeWalt multi-tool. And we went underneath here and we cut these door jambs to fit. They were already cut from the other side from whoever did the floor before. We usually don't cut them this high, but you can see just so you can actually get your floor underneath there. All right, so we did our first piece over here, and Kendall traced it out of where this casing is going to run down to and where this door jamb goes. So what we did is we marked on the inside of here, the inside of this door, and that's where we cut. So we ran our floor up underneath, so you don't see any of those cuts. And then all the baseboards are off because we're going to put cabinets in here and do all this. So we pulled off all those baseboards, makes it a lot easier, and then you don't have to put quarter round down. Put our first piece of flooring down, the full piece, slid it up to where we want it, and then we're going to go off this wall right here. So we went ahead and did it, and these are all 5-inch pieces. She just shaped all these down, all the way down to the end. So what I mean, whenever you find your pattern for your floor, this all makes sense. If I'm talking too fast, give us a thumbs down. Not really, we always need a thumbs up on here. But, so these pieces are 48 inches. And so we do a 3-2-1 pattern. And what I mean by that is, one, you'll have a full piece just like we did over there. Because you don't have what your seams to match up. You'll do your next piece, which is a 32-inch piece right here. Now you can see, because look, here's the 48-inch all the way to there. And you can see the next one she's going to start is a 32-inch. And then this one, we're actually going to cut down to a 16-inch. So once you get you cut down to your 16-inch, and these are so easy. Look at this. You just stick them together. Well, if I can get them right now, but.
Oh, they're white.
Oh. Yeah, no, listen. I'm used to running them the other way for the tongue. All right, that was my bad. Okay, so look, those are super easy to put together, as long as you're running them the right way. It's been a long day, okay? So this would be a 16-inch piece, and it's going to be about to right here. So really, once you find your pattern, I'm going to run those 3, and then I'm going to come back to right here and start running my flooring. Full pieces all the way down. I'll have my 16-inch piece here, and I'll keep running it, all the way down to the end. Start right here, all the way down to the end. So once she gets her 16 on there, and she gets a couple of rows around, we'll go ahead and kind of show you our process and getting that so you can kind of run your own floor.
All right, so Bo just explained to you how you get your pattern of our 48, 32, and 16, and now we got that 16 cut right here, so all the seams are offset, and now you just take your full pieces and you keep running. So
why do you run a full piece right next?
So you keep that pattern going. You're only cutting your first pieces on the ends to get your pattern. So like this was a 48, a 32, and a 16. So now I'll run full pieces, and now this next one right here will be another full piece, and I'll do a 32 and a 16. But it'll run into that closet.
Kendall's over here cutting a jam, so we're gonna show you how to do that. They sell an undercutting saw, or you can use one of these to cut it out, but it does the job.
Alright, so we cut this piece underneath this door jamb, and before I installed it, what I do is I line up the floor even with this jamb, and I will mark it with my pencil, say right here and right here, and then I'll measure how far the gap is from this piece of flooring to this one before it's set in there, and that's how much I cut out of the side. So you'll notice it fits in perfectly right around this, so whenever you run your baseboard and your casing, you won't be able to tell that it's cut right there. So that way you don't have any cuts or gaps to where you can see your flooring.
The reason why she did this is because you have this piece, you don't want to go ahead and continue running it and just kill your piece right at the entryway, because you'll see that line across and it'll pull apart because that's where everybody's walking right there. So what we do whenever we run into like something like this, where there's already a doorway to right here and right here, we go ahead and run this flooring past it, and then this thing's never gonna pull out of there and never let loose. So that's the reason why, so if you have a closet like we did, go ahead and do your piece like that, a full one, and don't kill it right in the middle of the deal, because when you're walking over it, it's just gonna pull apart over time.
Well, and it helps too, because if you do decide to do that, it's gonna get harder because you can't cut these ends off because they all lock together and intertwine, so that just makes it easier to keep running your pattern. All right, so I've almost finished out this whole room. We're gonna run into a doorway right here, but sometimes this stuff can be kind of tricky to install, get it clipped together. So, because you have edges, and it's a clip locking system, so it's got to connect. But I'm gonna show you an easier way to get it to stay together. We're still doing our 3-2-1 pattern, and I'm gonna show you, I have this last cut to finish off this row. So what I do is I take it to the wall and I measure to the inside of this flooring, not this lip right here, but this flooring. So to the wall, it's gonna be 18 7/8. So I'm gonna cut a piece 18 7/8. On the floor is this skinnier lip. So what I'm gonna do is, this is a clip locking. So I'm gonna take this bigger end up here, because this is the end that I need to keep, and I'm gonna cut off from this way. So I'm gonna measure from the edge of the floor, not the lip, because we measured from floor to wall. And it's 18 7/8. And sometimes with vinyl you can cut with a razor blade if it's thinner and more flimsy. This stuff's pretty thick, so it's easier to use our miter saw. And you're just gonna line it up, make sure your edges are pressed up against. And line up, saw to your... You gotta wiggle it and work it. But what you're gonna do, the easiest way I found, is to line this side of the flooring up with this side, and it clips together. So you're just gonna go like that, push it down, and then make sure your corner isn't too overlapped with this other piece of flooring, and because you don't want it to break off. And then you just gotta kind of work it to push it together, and it'll snap in place like that. You're gonna wanna make sure it clicks all the way to where all your seams are gone. So, finishes off, and your baseboard will cover all your cuts and your edges. Okay, so sometimes running into entryways, hallways, door jambs can be kind of tricky on what you should cut. So right here we have just a thin little line left of flooring, but we want it to wrap around, and you're gonna wanna keep these edges right here and on the ends, because you still have to keep running it and into that room too. So what you're gonna do is, this piece is going here, so you're gonna line it up exactly where you want it to go. Now you're gonna take your pencil, we want it to stop right here and wrap around to get this skinny piece right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark with our pencil the edge of this, okay? And then we need the thicker side to clip together with this thinner side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure how much we need. 2 1/4. This side's a little bit more, but that's our smallest point. So, like I said, we're gonna measure from the flooring over, because we need to keep 2 1/4. So you're gonna mark 2 1/4 all
And there's where that door jamb just ended, so you can see where she marked it.
Yes. So you're marked 2 1/4 all the way down. And this stuff's easy because you don't have to blade it, you can cut it on the table saw outside. So basically, I'm cutting out, and then I'll draw my straight line, but I'm cutting out all this because it's gonna shape around, because I gotta keep it going. So I wanna keep these edges to click together with the other flooring. So now I'm gonna mark the straight line and go cut this piece out, and it should fit right in. All right, so now we got it lined up with our line cut. We're gonna go ahead and start cutting it.
And then you see how she kills the table saw right after she finishes so she didn't cut her finger off.
Yeah. It's always used safety on this. So I stopped it right at this line, because remember that's where that jamb for the hallway, or the whatever goes.
Yeah, it's fine. Now you're gonna go use the miter? Or use this?
No, I used this last time too.
Okay.
All right. So this is probably dangerous. Not the smartest thing to do, but. Alright, so we made our cut outside with the table saw. Now we're gonna see if it fits. So I still have my edges that I need to clip together the rest of the flooring. So easiest way on this is to go ahead and turn it up like this, so you can clip those ends together, and then you just slide it down where you're gonna need it. Sometimes it's so tricky. There you go.
Wow.
So now our baseboard will run along, cover all that, and then once we trim this out, this frame, because there's gonna be a barn door here, it'll go down and cover that, and there you go. Then go for the next piece.
So she cut down her pieces along this wall, and she's using that crowbar to wedge those. So what she did, she connected all these end joints right here, and then she's going back and tightening it up, so it's a pretty tight fit against this wall.
Super tight.
So
Too tight.
we got it underneath this jamb over here, and then she's gonna run her crowbar down and get it pushed. So she's pushing down over here.
Okay guys, so we finished all the flooring in these 2 rooms. This room is pretty easy. We ran it in a day because it's one big square room, so there's really not a lot of hard cuts, a lot of doorways. I wanted to point out to you and show you real quick, in the middle of the hallways and doorways, we left a gap because we're gonna put a threshold there. You have 2 different floorings here, so you need to fill it in with that threshold so it flows. And also, another big tip, it's easier to run this flooring without baseboards. If you want to go ahead and pull off the baseboard, you can. We installed all new ones everywhere, and we just put them on after the floor was done, so that makes it a lot easier, so you're not having to push your flooring and make cuts underneath baseboards. Also over here on this part, so we're remodeling this bathroom too. I'm not gonna open the door, but I ran a full piece here, and I left this lip, if you can see it, on the edge, because we're gonna continue it into this room. So you don't want to ever cut that off or anything, so your flooring can keep running and flowing. So I think that's all the big things. This room's pretty easy. Baseboards are on. So thanks for watching. Tune in next time.